I've got a question with me right over here. So we need to answer this exam question. It came in 2017. And I guess wherever you are, you're doing very fine. All right, so let's do this. The first thing that must be coming in your mind when you look at a question like this is to identify the kind of method that you're supposed to use. So if you can see nicely, this question, we are using a sine rule. So how did I get to know that we're using sine rule? Sine rule, you use it when you've been given two angles and one side. So you can see we've got this angle and this one. And they've asked us to find or to calculate the length PQ. So this is PQ. This is the length we are looking for. Provided that you see the angles that you've been given are 2 and one side, all what should be coming in your mind is sine rule. And when you look at sine rule looks like this. You've got A, small letter, over sine capital letter A is equal to B over sine capital letter B equal to C over sine capital letter C. So this is the formula for sine rule. Now looking at the question that we have, we've got R, P, Q. So the letters that you're able to see down here are R, P, Q. So how can we change these letters? Put them in this formula. We know that we've got R, P, and Q. These are the three letters we have. Now changing these letters, putting them in this formula, it can look like this. You start with small letters on top, and then down here, they are capital letters. I hope you're able to see what is happening. So it's just the same concept, same idea, but just remember that on top, there are small letters, while down here, they are capital letters. And the small letters, they represent sides, while the capital letters represent angles. So let's look at the diagram. These are the capital letters. They are representing the angles. So when you look at this side, or should I say the angle that we have here, it's R, capital letter R. So the side here will be small letter R. Equally this one, the side opposite will be small letter P. For this one, small letter Q. So you can see that the sides are representing are represented using small letters, while the angles we are using capital letters. So now let's do this. Once we label here, we can pick two. We're trying to work with this and this, and then we pick n over the angles, either this or this. So I'll go with this and this. We just need two ratios for us to calculate. Our formula here is showing three ratios, 1, 2, 3. But we just pick two ratios. This side, which is involved, there is a small letter R, while the angle here is capital letter R. So we'll go with this one, and then pick any, either this or this. So I'll pick P. I'll go with P. And our formula will look like this. Small letter R over sine capital letter R is equal to small letter P over sine capital letter P. So this is what we have. Okay. So now we can gather our data. So let me say data. It's very important that we gather our data. So data here. What is our small letter R? What is our small letter P? What is our capital letter R and capital letter P? So small letter R here when you look at the question, PQ is what we are looking for. So here we'll put a question mark because that's what we are looking for. And for small letter P, it's this side. This is a small letter P. It's a 36.5 meters. While capital letter R, this angle, we don't have it. We have to find this angle, okay? Capital letter R, we have, it's 46. So that's a 46 degrees. Now, when we check nicely, can we find this angle? Yes, we can find it. And how do we get to find? Basically, here, what we're going to do is to use property of a triangle, where we shall say angles, total sum of angles inside the triangle, they add up to 180. So this is called triangle property. We shall say minus the sum of these two angles. So that is 46 degrees plus 36 degrees. Okay? We are looking, remember, we are looking for capital letter R, which is an angle right here. So when we add, that is a 36 plus 46, we are of course getting 82. So we shall say equal to 180 degrees minus 82 degrees, like that, okay? So when we subtract here, the answer is coming out to be equal to 98. So this is equal to 98 degrees. So 98 is the angle which is right here. This is 98 degrees. Okay. Now that we've got all the angles or all the property or data that we need, we can now say this R, capital letter R, is 98 degrees. Okay. So now we can go on with our calculations. Small letter R is what we are looking for. So we're going to maintain small letter R over sine capital letter R. That's 98 degrees, which is equal to small letter P is a 36.5 over sine capital letter P, that is a 46 degrees. Okay. So now from here, we can of course cross multiply. Looking at the fractions, we've got a fraction here and a fraction here. We shall say R times sine 46 degrees. This will give us R sine 46 degrees, which is equal to 36.5 sine 98 degrees. We divide by sine 46 over sine 46 degrees. These two go. So the length that we are looking for, which is R, we can punch on our calculator. So we start with what is on top. So that is a 36.5 times sine 98. So make sure your calculator is in degrees. This is giving us a 36.14478.451. So divide by sine 46 degrees. So the answer, divide by sine 46. This is giving us a 50. So the length R is equal to 50.2 meters. So this is meters in 3 significant figures. So if you don't know how to round off, you can write everything that you're able to see on your calculator. All right, so we've managed to answer this question. We know that This length is 50.2 meters. Okay. We now go to the next question where we've been asked to find the area of the triangle PQR. Okay, so for this area to be found, we need the formula for finding area. So the formula for finding area, of course, whether you're using sine or cosine rule, you can go with this formula. We use the same formula when finding area. So area of a non-right angled triangle will be 1/2. And then here, we can say A, B, sine, capital letter C. So for area, we are supposed to be using what we call an included angle. Okay. So for included angle, this is where I've got a triangle like this. This is a triangle. If this is my A, my B is right here. And actually, these are capital letters. My A, my B, my capital letter C. So for me to use this formula to calculate the area, I must have an angle, included angle. And what it means included angle at C, it means you've got this side and this side. So if I've got this side and this side, I can use this angle to be here because I've both sides. And this angle, it's called included because it has got both sides. Let's say I've got this side. If I've got this side, I can use this angle because I've got this side and this. So that's how it works with included angle. Now that we've got letters P, R, and Q in our question here. So for us to calculate angle, we know this side, it's a 50.2. Okay, this side. So we've got this side and this side, so we can use this angle because it's included. So these two letters will be written like this. We say area is equal to, since we've got P and R, we can say P 1/2 PR sine capital letter Q, which is here, capital letter Q. Okay, so now this is the formula we are using. Do we have our P? Yes, it's there. It's right here. Our R is right here and our capital Q is right here. So we can say our answer here, or our calculations, will move like this: 1/2 times 36.5 times 50.2 sine capital letter Q is the 36 degrees. So we punch on our calculator. That is a 36.5 times 50.2 times sine 36. Okay, so let me go through again. 36.5 times 50.2 times sine 35. So make sure your calculator is in degrees. We've got 1076.998918. So we divide this by 2. When you divide by 2, we are getting a 538 meters squared. So this is our answer in 3 significant figures. So this is our answer for question 2. The area we are looking for is a 538 meters squared. Let's check out question 3. So for question 3 here, they are saying calculate the shortest distance. So for the shortest distance, what I want you to be putting in your mind is that for shortest distance, we use the formula for area, which is like this. Right angle triangle area formula. So in this formula, we'll be looking for h. And normally what happens here is that some people just go direct like this. Others, they make h the subject by simply crossing multiplying. So this will be 2a is equal to bh. You divide by b. So you shall say my formula is h is equal to 2a over b. So this is the formula for shortest distance. Now, what is our a? So let me say data here so that we get to know, do we have h? H is what we are looking for. A, yes, we've just calculated the area here, which is 538 meters. Do you have b? B should be the length, this length, PQ. So the length that they're mentioning, 2, okay? From R, this is R to PQ. So your B should be PQ. So PQ, we know it's a 50.2. Okay? So now we can plug in our formula, H. Okay, H is equal to 2 multiplied by 538 over the B is a 50.2. And here when we do our calculations, 2 times 538, this is giving us a 1076. We divide by 50.2. So when we divide by 50.2, this of course is giving us a 21.4 meters. So the shortest distance is 21.4 meters. We can indicate that this is a 21.4 meters as our shortest distance. We go to our last question here. So for the last question to be answered, you need to understand what it means when we say quadrants. You have to understand the quadrants. So for the quadrants, look at this. When you've got this, okay, in case you didn't know, the angle which is here, it's a 0. At the same time here, you can find a 360 degrees. While here it's a 90 degrees. Here it's a 180 degrees. Here it's 270 degrees. So you start from 0, you go 90 here. This is forming us or giving us a 90 degrees. So from 90, you add the 90, you get 180. From 180, you get a 270. From 270, you go back to 0 or 360. So you need to know that here, all the trig here are positive, okay? And then here, S is positive. Here, tan is positive. Here, cos is positive. You can even use the mnemonic where they say, oh, here for S students, here take, here calculus. This can be helping you. So all students take calculus. All the trig here are positive. All of them, they are positive. Here, only sine is positive. The others, they are all negative. Here, tan is positive. Here, cos is positive. So when they've given you something like this, sine of this, meaning your answer should fall in this quadrant because all of them are positive. Here, sine is positive. And here, where sine is positive. So what you're going to do here is just to get what they've given you, which is a sine. Theta is equal to 0.6792. And then solve, you shall say this is theta is equal to sine inverse of 0.6792. And then when you punch on your calculator, you go to second function. You see the second function here, and then you punch where sine is. It will bring sine to the power -1. You now copy what is here. That is a 0.6792. And of course, this is giving us a 42. So I know that this is 42.80 degrees. This is one of my solutions, 42.8 degrees. For the other solution, I know that this solution is falling here. The other solution must fall in here. So how do you go about finding the solution which will be here? You get the 180 here. So you shall say 180, you subtract a 42.8 degrees. So 42 is somewhere here, going like this. So when we subtract this, we remain with an angle from here all the way to here, okay? Which we are looking for. So this would be 180 minus 42.8. Of course, it's giving us a 137.2 degree. So this is our solution for the last question. Actually, there are two, this one and this one. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Sichamba Jacob. If you want more detailed explanation on this topic, you can get in touch with us on 0969 17 57 01. Remember, we offer online tuitions, so you can also be part of our online students. You start learning with us. Thank you and bye-bye.